Here's how to sell anything to anyone in any vertical at almost any price point at any time. I know that's a lot and it's a bold promise, but I'm gonna give you all this sauce for free today. Regardless of the vertical you're in, regardless of the offer you're selling, regardless of the product you're selling, if you follow this process to the T, you really have to suck as a sales rep or a closer to not close deals, to not make money. It is a step-by-step process how you take a lead, a person who is just somewhat curious about what it is you're selling, to someone who is giving you their credit card information or they're giving you cash up front. My name is Baaz Virk. I run RevenueGrowth.io. We're a sales agency partnering with 7 and 8 figure service-based businesses, and we help them build out their sales processes and sales teams. And recently we also started partnering with sales reps in multiple different verticals so we can make a lot of money together, help them build out sales processes and sales teams in their verticals. So if you're a sales rep or a closer that's already crushing it, please reach out to me, either DM, email, anything, and me or someone on my team will get back to you. That being said, subscribe, like, share, all that good noise. Let's dive in. You can literally use what I'll break down in this doc to sell anything to anyone. If you can engrave this framework in your mind, it won't really matter what product or services you're selling. You'll just sell like crazy. Now, in my opinion, I think Socrates is the best person to learn sales from. His entire approach to human communication, to me, was and still is unmatched. He was able to lead the conversation with anyone in the direction and result that he wanted, right? But the other person never felt pressured or pushed. Rather, they felt empowered. Nowadays, his approach is called Socratic dialogue, a method or way Socrates, the master of questioning, in my opinion, laid the foundation for effective persuasive conversations back in ancient Greece. So he used in a sales context, which will force your prospects to think critically, which helps change their beliefs, right? It will allow them to reconsider their current/past beliefs and make them open to change. And what I'm going to break down for you, the SALES sales approach, uses the Socratic dialogue as well. So questioning the nature of knowledge, right? Just a quick little synopsis on Socrates. He observes that many people claim to possess knowledge, but struggle to define it clearly, right? What is knowledge? How do you know what you know? Can you be certain of anything? Socrates identifies the confusion and uncertainty surrounding the concept of knowledge. He highlights the limitation of relying on opinions and the importance of seeking deeper understanding. And having this mindset, by the way, is what skyrockets your curiosity, right? Socrates proposes a systematic approach to inquiry, questioning assumptions, which your prospects will probably have, and seeking evidence to support their quote unquote BS claims. All right. So sales, SALES, stands for search, ask, label, emphasize, solve. Search, find out what the problem is. Ask questions to make them think. Label the prospect with their real problem. Emphasize the cost of not taking action. Solve the problem you just discovered they have, i.e. your product or service, right? So let's break it down. Search. First step to any sales process is to find out why the prospect is there in the first place. Your goal is to search for that main why. If you don't find out the real reasoning behind why a prospect is even remotely interested in what you have to offer, the rest of the process won't really matter because chances are you're not going to close that deal, right? Shift your focus to the prospect, get out of your head or anything else, like show up like an empty cup, right? And start searching for their why. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Bruce Lee. He has this great saying, you have to be like water, like water can flow, it can crash. I'm probably butchering it, but he says be like water, right? So when I say show up like an empty cup, you have to be like water, take shape of the conversation or the prospect you're talking to. So search for that why. Next is ask, right? The second step is to continuously ask. When you're searching for the why of your prospect, don't take the surface level responses, right? Someone says, why are you here? I want to make more money. That's not a good response. Don't accept that. A lot of times, even your prospects won't know what the real problem is, what the real pain is that they're actually having, right? If they could solve their pain by themselves, they would have done it already. Okay. So accepting anything surface level is a rookie move. Your goal is to constantly ask questions and make your prospects think and think critically, right? The more powerful your questions and your entire line of questioning, the deeper you can get to the core of the problem. Imagine, like an onion. You're just peeling off layers, the onion being your prospect. Next is label. This is where you show your prospect that you've actually been paying attention, you've been listening, been empathetic with them, and actually give a fuck about what they've been trying to tell you. This is the part where we could use echoing to repeat back what they've told you in their words, their phrases, their analogies, right? Echoing is basically, you can Google this on your own, but it's picking up phrases, analogies, metaphors, and repeating them back without being cued up. Similar to mirroring, but limited to only like verbal communication. So, done correctly, this will be the point the prospect will make a subconscious decision whether or not they'll be buying what you're selling. This is the moment you restate back to what you just heard or what you just understood from the prospect, in their head is going to be like, this person understands me. Then you emphasize. This step is the part we stick our finger in the bullet wound and spin it. Our goal when we find the prospect's pain, metaphorically speaking, their pain is like a bullet hole. You stick your finger in it, twist it, maybe even sprinkle some salt in it, basically make it worse, right? This is where we help the prospect think about all the negatives of not solving their pain, not solving their problems that they just discovered. And the goal is to continuously emphasize the negative parts of what they've told you and make them realize that not only do they want your product or want your service, but they need it, right? And they need it now, which is urgency. Different topic. Now, this is also where you'd introduce fear and urgency into the prospect's mind. But again, today we're just talking about overall approach. And then last but not least is solve. This is, believe it or not, should be the shortest part of your entire process. The actual pitch should be bespoke to your prospect, not one size fits all, not like a brochure. A lot of times we get bogged down with the best features we offer, not thinking about what the prospect considers best, right? There's a very big difference. End of the day, that's all that matters. They're the one that's going to pay you money. Focus on the things they're telling you are important to them and highlight those. Fuck all the other shit. Right? The goal is to show them how to solve the problem and charge them for implementation to actually solve the problem. Most people don't want to do the fucking work, even if you tell them how to do it. And what this does is separate you from everyone else. And more likely, if the process is done right, the prospect will be asking you to give them the next steps, i.e., sending them an invoice or taking payment. All right. And that's it for this one. Use this wisely. You'll make a lot of money with it. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.